So at the age of especially AI, if you look at, so something, the title which is justified in a way, because AI, what we know so far, the kind of deep learning, because AI needs those data, corpus or corpora, huge data, and somehow look at the Indian diversity. Somehow those languages, less than 10,000 speakers, that those languages need to be protected, but somehow we did not give enough protection. And somehow in the last few decades, India has lost 250 languages in People's Linguistic Survey India. So if you are a very good teacher, you need to combine all those methods. I'm really happy to be part of this discussion, and the topic you have chosen, linguistic diversity, a blessing in disguise in the AI age. And when I saw the title, initially, generally what happens that all of us, the minority languages, less unknown languages, and the speakers, they're a little frightful in the sense that what is happening, there is lots of linguistic imperialism going on. One language is killing the other languages, and it's not only one language, it's basically, it's not English. At the same time, if you look at Indian context, it is other languages as well, state dominant languages or the scheduled languages to some extent, or the languages which are very resourceful languages. To some extent, it has tremendous impact or effect on those lesser known languages or minority languages. There are different terms being used: endangered languages, lesser known languages, tribal languages in Indian context. So trying to understand the diversity in Indian context. We all know that somehow in the whole world, if you look at, there are more than 6,000 languages are spoken. And 6,000 languages, if you look at the 6,000 languages, out of 6,000 languages, the rich resource languages are only 8% are resource languages. And 92% languages are those minority languages or lesser known languages. So at the age of especially AI, if you look at, so something, the title which is justified in a way, because AI, what we know so far, the kind of deep learning, because AI needs those data, corpus or corpora, huge data, and from that AI will definitely predict accordingly, either the linguistic rules or other types of routine like things, as we all know. So somehow, so this has given a chance for those all those lesser known languages to cope up with, is in this, especially in the technology age, and something, it's a blessing in disguise. So talking about India's linguistic diversity, as you rightly pointed out, that something like, let's say we do have 22 scheduled languages. Now try to understand Indian context. It's not only 22 scheduled languages. Those scheduled languages also have varieties or dialects. So non-scheduled languages are there. And then try to understand Indian context, the kind of figure what we get. So the figure somehow scheduled languages 22, and we know the history. Let's say initially it was 14, then Sindhi was included, it became 15, then three more languages, Konkani, Nepali, and one more, Manipuri were included. It became 18, then 22. We know the history of the scheduled languages. The scheduled languages have dialects. Now trying to look at Indian scenario, if you see somehow 1961 census, there was a mention that 1652 mother tongues were reported. Now in 1971 census, and this is what exactly happened, those who carried out the census, if you have speakers less than 10,000 speakers, and those languages were not reported. And somehow look at the Indian diversity. somehow those languages, less than 10,000 speakers, that those languages need to be protected. But somehow we did not give enough protection. And something like, and this is where UNESCO came up with this whole Atlas of World Language in Danger 2001, Mosley. And there in India, we had seen that there are 197 languages are in the verge of extinction. And Professor Ganesh Davi, we all know Professor Ganesh Davi's work, People's Linguistic Survey of India in 2013, which conducted, and there he reported that in India there are 780 languages are spoken and even 86 scripts are there. And somehow in the last few decades, India has lost 250 languages in People's Linguistic Survey India. So one of the things here in Indian context, and this is the effort of a ministry, Indian government, and CIL, Central Institute of Indian Languages. We all know the work of Central Institute of Indian Languages. So SPEL, there is a specially SPEL is a scheme for protection and preservation of endangered languages. So SPEL also enlisted 117 languages, and they wanted to document all those languages. So all of our colleagues from different universities, professors, research scholars, try to document those languages. So really interesting to look at the kind of diversity in Indian context, what we talked about, and this diversity, lesser known languages, scheduled languages, non-scheduled languages, even the classical languages, even if we talk about. So Tamil, for that matter, Tamil was initially recognized as classical language. Then Sanskrit was recognized in 2005, 2004, followed by then Telugu 2008, then Kannada, Malayalam, and recently we know about 5 more languages being included in the classical language: Bengali, Marathi, Assamese, Prakrit, and Pali. So something like, it's a kind of diverse culture, diverse language. And you talked about one of the issues that, especially in the school curriculum, what should be the medium of instruction? And here we all know that in Indian context, Article 351 gives us the guarantee that, okay, every child has the right to get education in their mother tongue. But somehow we know what is the reality, that every child, they do not get education in their mother tongues. So in Indian context, this kind of the variety of languages, and not only that, there is another recognized body, the people from literature, that it's not only Sahitya Academy recognizes, in addition to these 22 languages, Rajasthani and English. And English is also not one of the scheduled languages. We all know that. In addition to that, Sahitya Academy also gives awards and recognition to many languages, those unscheduled languages, and Bhasha Samman Award, they give recognition for the contribution of those languages, and many people who have worked on for those communities and all. So one of the things, implementation in language pedagogy, Sri Kumar sir, you are talking about, especially the aspect, let's say something like language teaching methods. So grammar translation methods. So it's not only about introducing poetry or something, but you will have to understand the whole language teaching methods. And here linguistics or linguistics theories heavily contributed in this field. Our understanding earlier was viewed that language was certain kind of behavior, as if something like, if you practice, if you do lots of exercise, you can master that behavior. Chomsky came in the field and he said that, language cannot be viewed as a set of behavior. And our language teaching methods have to be changed. So grammar translation method, it's not only grammar translation method in the school curriculum, in different universities and colleges. We all know it's not only grammar translation method, at the same time, audiolingual method, even communicative language teaching method. There are a variety of approaches and methods are being introduced to teach a particular language. So if you are a very good teacher, you need to combine all those methods. And in this present age, AI age, I will say it's not only about those traditional methods, But at the same time, you need to combine blended mode of teaching. You need to take help of AI as well. Maybe AI can really do well. So really interesting. So AI and also we kind of coexist together. And since we can contribute a lot in this field, linguist, literature people, because what AI can do, AI basically can summarize, optimize things. So especially language is known for creativity and the creative aspect. So AI can take all the jobs, routine like jobs, but especially for us humans, because human language is creative, and that's what we can heavily contribute, whether you are a linguist, you are a scientist, or for that matter, anything for that matter. So in that aspect, both of us can, let's say, coexist in this domain in the AI age.